Hollywood writers and producers may be zeroing in on a deal to end a writer's strike that's lasted months. David Faber joins us now. I guess it's not totally out of the blue. Did you have an inkling before you started hearing about this yesterday that there was? I was pessimistic about it. What happened, David?
You know, they've had some very constructive meetings, in particular yesterday, Joe. But I had been hearing at least some hopes that face-to-face, and they had met face-to-face in late August, but face-to-face meetings would bring a breakthrough. Now, again, you don't want to get too ahead of yourself here, but late yesterday, a number of people in the writing community I know seemed very optimistic. That may have been tempered a bit by a memo that then went out and said, hey, we met today, we're meeting tomorrow. But nonetheless, did get me to make a bunch of calls. And what I picked up from both sides, from people close to the negotiations on both sides, was a level of optimism that they had not seen in the past, and a hope that they can finalize something as soon as today. They're meeting at 9 a.m. Pacific time again, and the expectation is that there are very few items left that they really need to nail down. Now, if that were not going to be the case, if the writers come back in, apparently, as I've been told, with a longer list of what they say are open items, that might stall things significantly or even might result in walking away of the two sides for some period of time, Joe. So, you never want to get fully ahead of yourself, but without a doubt yesterday, and again on both sides, more optimism certainly than I've sensed in terms of speaking to people around this. Nobody giving me the specifics in terms of what's been offered and or already accepted. But you can imagine, obviously, some of the key issues if you want to take a look back at what the writers had to say in late August when those talks sort of didn't quite get there, didn't really get to the finish line, but did make some progress. You can get a sense. Obviously, residuals, AI, a number of other streaming, certainly so important here. 9 a.m. today, we'll see, if they can get it to the finish line.
David, we had spoke with Matt Bellany from Puck earlier this week, and he had a theory that I'd talked to some other people about off the record, and they kind of agreed with it. Just this idea that transparency was going to be a big part of it, that would be the thing that they had to kind of give on. The idea that streaming services will have to tell the writers how much money they're making on each, which is the most successful, so that they can get paid more, like they would have in the old days when these things went into syndication or different things. That was going to be the big sticking issue, not finding some pay increase between 4% and 8%, that's not a big deal. Writers' room, probably not something that would be there, but that would be the main sticking point. Is that the sense you've gotten from the people you've talked to around this, too?
Becky, it's certainly been a key issue, but I don't know specific to yesterday and what progress was made about that particular issue. I can refer to what we heard from the writers in late August, which was that at that point, the companies, and Ted Sarandos is in the room, of course, from Netflix, and Netflix has been known as perhaps the most reluctant to give up any real information to its creators, to its writers, and to those who work on its shows. They did say at that point they'd gotten a major concession because 6 WGA staff would be allowed to have limited streaming viewership data for the next 3 years. The idea being that they could come back in 2026 and ask once again for viewership-based residuals. Right. But again, that didn't seem to get quite there. Whereas they do seem to have had what I'm told are some breakthroughs yesterday.
Hey, David, we talk about the Hollywood strikes. They're not the same. Or are they the same? If this happens, would it still be possible that we were talking about the actors' strike like into next year, or does one follow the other? And the writers, there's no Fran Drescher, screaming about, we the workers unite against cap. I don't know. She's so out there that I don't know whether you can bring that back in. I never heard sort of the writers weren't quite as confrontational. Is the other one going to follow suit? Do you think?
That's the hope on the producer's side. That's the hope, Joe. But, whether or not that actually occurs is unclear. Really? They have been talking again, right? I believe. But I think that is the hope. The fear is that if you don't get something done in this near-term time period, let's call it early fall here, that this thing goes through the end of the year.
It's not good for anyone, David. And it's the same in the outsized profits. that streaming was going to bring, and that, content is king forever. It's a different world than it was 2 years ago.
Totally.
Everybody, we kind of need to work together here. And I think the same way with the UAW. I mean,
they're very similar, Joe.
I know.
In the sense
of
you're dealing with two industries in the midst of major transition,
right?
And obviously workers asking for more, or in the case of the writers, for perhaps as much as they used to have, but
right.
in that case, not recognizing that streaming and the profitability associated with it at this point certainly are nowhere near what the cable ecosystem that we all have grown up with delivered in terms of profits and or the ability for writers to live a decent life based on writing a good show.
Is it too cynical to say that the actors are, once the writers settle, it's, I got a script here. The writers are, okay, I'm going to read this now. And that's not, we shouldn't really pigeonhole actors into that, should we?
No, well, you can, but I'm not going to say anything.
I can, but I'm not going to either, I said. No, I said I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
And you're not either. David, thank you.
You're welcome.
They're wrapping
David,
us with the
you know what I told them before? Go back to reading the prompter.
Go back to reading the prompter that a writer wrote, which we don't do. Coming up, but I'm going to do it anyway.
Yeah, you will.
See you, David.